hear a little bit more about your early experiences with, coordinating events and conferences and the rest of that.
A lot of things I've done in life actually was not part of my plan. My plan.
I told you God has a plan, didn't
Yes.
I tell you?
So in 90, I'd come back. Yeah, because of the club, you do people's parties here. Can I interject here? The expatriate community was so supportive. Expatriate and local, born here, second generation Ghanaian, Lebanese, Indians. I bow. I take my hat off. They just made my club happen. It wasn't Ghanaians.
No.
I'm sorry, I've got to say it. It's the truth. It wasn't Ghanaians. Ghanaians didn't like it. They didn't want to be here for whatever reason, and actually don't care. But anyway, so come 94, I've been a best man to about 3 people. Well, anybody wants me to be a best man? I don't know. Jeez. Expatriate. So here and abroad. And then 94, some soldiers came to my parents' house. I was there for lunch. They said President, that time was President, yeah. President Rawlings wanted me. Jeez.
How was your reaction to that?
Nothing, but it was geez.
Yeah, like,
what did you want me for?
What did I do?
So basically it was about Panafest, Pan-African Festival, Film Festival, or whatever. And there was whatever going to meet Winnie Mandela, Nelson Mandela at that time in South Africa. He wanted me to be part of it. And our first question is, why me? He says, I know you're in town. You don't know I know, but it's I understand you are creative, or your depth and your background, your CV, I've seen it. Would you do it? And I said, of course I go. So I went with the whole delegation. We went there. We went first time South Africa, Joburg, Cape Town, etc., etc., etc. Came back to Ghana. Then when I came back, did stuff.
Was it around the time that you did stuff for DSTV?
Yes, I was just about to land on that one. At that time, Herbert Menza had started some work with, they were contacting for marketing, because he's a marketing expert, consultant, so, about instituting MTN, DSTV here. Mm-hmm. And so they suddenly wanted presenters for Mnet programs. So we'd go, and then so we did auditions. Everything was official. It wasn't because he said so, you know. They came in and auditioned us, and me and Michel Atto. Mm-hmm. And over a course of, let's say, a year, we went to South Africa about 6 or 7 times, and we spent hours in studio doing the announcement. Those days before programs, these days they do it by voice. Mm-hmm. The program would say, we had to say, so coming up next is blah, 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 Michael Douglas, or blah, blah, blah. And then they had a program called Rock Down Africa, the music program, mm-hmm. So we had to do presentations for that. So Michelle's very, very good.
Oh yeah, Michelle is fantastic.
Yeah, she's excellent. And so we just had very good time doing that. And then then during that time, I got an approach from Ghana Airways, and I did a in-flight video for Ghana Airways.
Nice.
Yes, I'm trying to find a full in-flight video for Ghana Airways.
Wow.
And then in 97, I met Nana Konadu on a flight going to South Africa. And she says, I need to see you. It's the 50th birthday of the president. And then, blah, blah, blah. So I did Jerry's 50th birthday MC.
As in you were
so that
the
was
MC?
the first
Did you
real...
plan it? Did you help in the planning of it?
Nope.
No? You were just the MC?
Yes. I was just the MC for the morning thing at Castle.
Right.
It's a cocktail thing where they do garden cocktail in the morning.
Right.
Best part of it, there was alcohol at 8 o'clock in the morning. Ooh. But anyway, no problem.
That was what got you excited. Oh.
I didn't know. I thought it was going to be tea and coffee, but anyway. So
they thought about you.
You read messages from around the world, from the Queen, from the U.S. President, from China. So at the end of it, then Kennedy said, I love the way you speak. I love your intonation, your whatever. Why don't you pass and come to the dinner tonight at State House. And I said, Mom, are you expecting me to work? And she said, no, just come and join us. Thank you so much for being there. So I went the evening, and we might come back to it, I think.
Was that the beginning of your friendship with the Rawlingses?
No, that was the beginning of my downfall with all sorts of people in the entertainment industry.
Stop it.
Jealousy came inside.
Why?
You say why? You know. You face it every day, Doreen.
Well,
you face it every day, Doreen.
Pretend that I wasn't here. Speak like you really wanted to say it.
No, but I'm saying it because you see it every day. There are people who are just after your blood for no reason.
Was it because you were MC at that event?
No, because I was good at what I do.
I like that point. I just that's why I needed you to say it.
So I went there as a guest, and somebody was MCing for the event. Mm-hmm. And I was there, security came and said, President said, he told that person to sit down, and you must do the event. I didn't know what the event was.
You see, that was what started it.
And so that led on to then Cornelius' own 50th the next year. So Cornelius' own became several events. We did Hinlone Chinese restaurant, a private event. I had to be there. I've got pictures of that one. I'm going to release them.
Please do. Please do.
Against President Mills was there, slim as hell. And then the biggest thing was one day sitting, and so I was doing other things. Then I think during the president, it's not about Rawlings at that time. It was about the fact that you've been asked to do a president's 50th birthday. It was a state banquet.
Right.
Somewhere in '97, I was driving in Ridge. I was near Alisa Hotel, and I get a call, and they said this is the first lady's office, and that Madame's looking for you. I said, yeah, but I'm at Ridge, so do I have to come to the 31st office? That time, anytime I was already doing story time, but I'll come back to that.
Right.
So they said, she said she wants you to MC for the state banquet for Prince Philip and the Queen. I said, so when? What day? They said, tonight. I said, in traffic. And I said, okay. They said, go to State House, see Director of State Protocol.
Wow.
See him, he'll give you information. I start there till 4:30. Nobody gave me
nothing.
It was the same thing. I'm not paranoid. It is, you are a kid. Children are to be seen, not heard. So nobody had time. So
to look at you or
nobody gave me even paper. So I came to my mom's office and I saw a newspaper there. And I saw the Queen's picture. I didn't even know the Queen was in town.
No.
You know, those days, Chaleman's head was hot. Took a shower and I was looking. I realized that the Queen is not just Her Majesty, the Queen. Her title is one paragraph.
Right.
That time, my mind was still full of milk and cereal.
So you chewed it.
I chewed Baba. I said this one for no. So I eventually got to State House and I went to the director at that time and I said, excuse me, sir, they asked me to come here to be MC. And the response was, you, MC?
Oh, no.
No, you are not the MC. I'm the MC, I'm the director. So go and sit down. We'll call you, maybe you can make an announcement for National Theatre Dances. Those days, I wish I have recorder to record all this. Tomorrow, somebody will say I did type. I'm telling what it is happening. So I went and sat down. And then they said the Queen was coming. Hey, those days, 7 o'clock is 7 for the Queen. There's no joke, 7 to 10. Yeah. So we had the siren. So they called all of us. And fortunately, they called me. So I'm the last in the queue. So the Queen greets. We go to sit down. And what I remember is just sitting there looking. Said, oh, Charlie, all this true Baba that I did, didn't
come to pass.
They started then, National Theatre Dancers, Kumbu, Niate and his group, fantastic, excellent. Then security comes. The president wants to speak to you. Hey, this man is troublesome. He's a very troublesome man. So he said, Chester, I want you to take over the MCing. I said, but why, are you afraid? I said, I'm not afraid, but I did. He said, I've told them to let you do it. And that's how I did it. So as I climbed the stage, I said, Chai, you have
to remember your tune, Baba.
I told you I was a very horrible child.
I know.
I mean, I stood there and I said, carte blanche from Presidente. So I put my Nigerian Agbada somewhere. Everybody's waiting, including the Queen. She should wait. No, I'm not ready. I'll be MC. Then I fired her official title. Looking at everybody in their face, all 1,000 people at State House.
That you had chewed.
Excuse me. Even Queen, that time she was writing something. She did this. Then she leaned over to Jerry and she said something and he laughed. Then Prince Philip also leaned to Konedu. And she too, she burst out laughing. Years later, I found out that months later, I found out that they said, who's this small boy? Who knows? Who knows? And Konedu apparently said, he's a scandalous rascal. So that was what the laughter was about. So anyway, we took it through. So getting to the end, and I would like to really finish the story. Again, at the end, there was a part for a vote of thanks. So I did. My table, I finished the thing. I thought vote of thanks, somebody
from government will come to it.
President called me and said, we have to leave 10 on the dot. It's 9:45. Do you have your plan for vote of thanks? I said, am I supposed to do it? He said, but of course you have to do it. So I went to whoever that be. He said, no, but they say you should MC, so go and do your vote of thanks. I swear. No paper, no pen. Those days, no, jeez. That's how they.
That's what thinking on your feet works, right?
That is what faith in my God. God is good to me. So I have no choice. I can't say I want to. So I want to sit down. And so there was the last dance by National Theatre. What am I going to say? How? And at those times, as being a part bar owner, you use the F word sometimes, and I'm saying, if I go to use this in front, and I don't like presentations where you go,
That's not right.
So, Bram, there's time for vote of thanks. It was sweet, babes. I said, I fear. So I got up of my table, came up the podium, picked up something. I was burning time. I was trying to figure out.
I know, right?
And the State House has a big brown circle in the middle. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to do the vote of thanks from the stage. I said, you are joking. If you are going to be shot,
find the angle
either near Gata or in a 5-star hotel room, I'd rather be shot in the 5-star hotel room. I said, people will know me today. I walked into the dead silence in State House, right in the center of the brown circle. Then as I was thinking what to say, I read the boo-boo. Then everybody's sitting there. But I said, I will not look at Nana Koreeda. I will look at Jerry because they will just rail me. The Queen, they look at me. Philip, they look at me. Then I gave an effing vote of thanks that I've never done in my life. No F word, no nothing. And I was looking at my watch. And then I knew that 1 minute to 10. And I bowed. Because I spoke to her like I was speaking to my sister. I said, I wonder why they're going to South Africa from here. Because what are they going there for? There's nothing there that they can't get here in Ghana. I said, you take too long since the 50s to come to Ghana. You are now coming, you are going to... Just stay, we are here. Go. The warmth of Ghanaian hospitality. There's nothing like that. Blah, 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 blah. Say hello to the children. And I refer to them as the children. I said to Charles, Anne, Andrew, Edward, blah, blah, blah. That's how I spoke. They look you. Then I had to bow before. Where they bowed to announce the national anthem. As I was bowing, the Nigerian hat I was wearing was attempting to fall off. I said in my head, God, if you let this hat fall to embarrass me after this my speech, that I didn't use that word, I'll never worship you again. The hat stayed. Then I came up, I said, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem. Buff. And that's how it ended. I go sit my table for vodka. And those days, when I used to do state events, former President Kufuor was in opposition then. Mm-hmm. He would always, every state event that I would do, he would always come and say, Chester, you do well for Ghana. Thank you, thank you. I'll never forget this man for this. So he came and did that and whatever. So I come home, I just chill. I just said, geez, you're the man. At the bed, around 5:30, the Queen was leaving around 8 a.m. to go to SA. So about 6 a.m., mm-hmm. That time, landline, it rang. So I picked it up. And this is exactly what was said. Hello, Chief. I said, hello. This is the president. Hello. Yeah, this President Rawlings. You've done a lot of state MCs for us, but last night you outdid yourself. I will call you later. Wow. Charlie, I said, darn!
How did that make you feel?
Chai, go fly some vodka, man. Chai! I said, man, you the man. See, for President Draft, he has to go to the airport and deal with protocol
and call
to
you.
find time to say, I did an okay job. It must have been an okay job.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
handsome.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. I'm glad we're talking about this with a lot of laughter, because that's the way it's supposed to be, you know? And of course, we're liking the story, so we'll bring it from the presidency back to Chelsea's place so that the story can
But
continue.
that time, it wasn't even the person. I didn't have a personal relationship with him. Nothing.
No, as you
I'd
said.
done his birthday, and I'd never been to the castle.
Right.
I'd never been. The castle I went to '94 for the meeting we called Panafest. But it wasn't about knowing them, that is why.
Right.
But at that time, I started doing story time because of Nana Konedu's 31st December.
Right. And that's how
whatever.
come they called you to come in.
Well, she called me based on,
Probably.
I guess, they don't have my CV,
Right.
based on how they think I will do, whatever. So for me, it's all good.
Wow.
It's all good.
And at that time when you were doing, you know, the children's story time, etc., you were doing Chester's Place.
Yes. But the children's time,
How
In
long
my
did
career.
How long did you do that for?
3.5
Wow,
years.
that's a lot.
Every week.
Yeah, I
on
think
a
I
Monday.
was in secondary school then,
Every
so I
week for
probably
a
wasn't
Monday.
home
Oh,
to watch
Doreen,
it.
don't try and embarrass me on camera. Every week on Monday. I know grow, I be small. Every week on Monday for 3.5 years.
Wow.
Visiting schools, doing stuff.
How
And
was
there's
that
nothing like children.
I know. How was that
Knowledge.
relationship with the kids like?
Super.
They say the darnest things, don't they?
They thought I was the best because me, they talk to you like an adult.
Exactly.
So when their parents say, not like this, say it's like that, don't mind them. Let your father solve the thing. It was good. Bishop
nice.
Bowers, Soul Clinic, St. Teresa's.
Yeah.
We went to outside, went to the ostrich farms, we done restaurants. And I always used was about teaching them English and everything, but I always used the program to teach them that everybody is somebody. So we'd have taxi drivers on. I'd say, to be a good taxi driver, you have to speak good English because that's the only way you get business.
Right.
But don't forget your tree and everything. But when you're speaking English, speak it properly.
Right.
Or then stay the tree.
Right.
We did market women, we did seamstresses, barbers, factories. Just the most uplifting period.
Right.
And it was on the house.
Oh, but
It was on the house, no diamond.
I know.
But I earned more money.
Exactly.
All of them now.
yeah, they open doors and windows.
No,
for other
all
things
of
to
them now
happen.
high execs at all the banks and companies. When I go there, Uncle Chester, no, they wait for Banco. Fast, I get this.
You see, the experience alone, actually, you know, it just pulls back into whatever you've been, you know, putting your mind to do, which is good. So let's come back to where I was going to, Chester's Place, because I like Chester's Place. Let's talk about, you spoke about how it all started and all of that, and how you realized that a lot of the expats in you know, the expat society were the people that really were your immediate clients. Tell us about a regular night at Chester's Place. How would you set up? Who are the people who will come? What would happen at Chester's Place?
Mixed crowd. You never had all Ghanaians, you never had all whites, it was always mixed. And there was always a problem. People would just come, they want to see me to discuss potential relationships, potential marriage, sometimes divorce, separation, children, problem. It was like a clinic. And it was...
When you thought you had a bar.
Hey, do you know what we offer bartenders? Please, don't go there. And a typical night would just be, I've had it 35 years now.
Wow.
Sitting.
That's
I
a long
for about
time.
6 years. I just never had a bar fight here before. The
That's
only
super.
time was when I punched some British guy for touching my waitresses. You know, like as they walk past the touch, and they came to complain to me that, oh boss, we're okay with, but this guy just once. The guy's about 6'2", so over there, some pillar was there at that time.
Did he punch back?
Sir? When you look the devil in the eyes, can you punch back?
You never know what you're going to tell the devil.
Sir?
You know.
That was the only time, but I've never had people throwing up the bathroom. But it was rocking. And what I like about these expats, when it's raining, it's like this. We didn't have any. This is a luxury. This umbrella. They will be there. We'll be on tables. We'll be whatever the band is playing. The Zoom band. I've got to talk about Chris Turkson. Gee, 17 years. Every Wednesday. Every single Wednesday for 17 years.
Wow.
Zoom band was here. Oh, as for white people, they'll ask for Costa to cover the beer so it doesn't get watered down. But in terms of themselves, no problem.
Couldn't be bothered.
But you know, nigga, there, Charlie, say Charlie.
We're on.
Where's the chair? Where's the umbrella?
On like Donkey Kong.
Oh man. So it was that kind of place. It was people place. Happy place, very happy place, very happy place. People of any shape, color, size, everybody's welcome. And one thing I emphasized on was women, because people find that they always assume why is a girl or a group of girls are they available? Why must a group of girls go out for a drink and just be available? They just want to come out and have a drink, and I used to tell my staff to always look out for, and I'm talking about staff, one person or something, and stuff like that. And then I didn't like, I'll have to touch it because I'm very proud of it, what we would term as a prostitute, because I don't like that word. I don't like to term somebody as a prostitute. And some of the girls would come here to hang here. And it was me having that time, wanting to know them, because they were nice girls, they were decent, and they'll tell you about the horrors. They didn't wake up one morning and say, I want to be a prostitute. No. And the hardships and the problems that they would tell you, when they go home, even when we've closed the bar, and sometimes it was one or two, sometimes they'll say, please, and they would always ask nicely, please, can we just stay? And I just say, yeah, let's stay, then I'll get more drink. And it was home for them before they go back, because then sunlight is coming and the horror of what they would have gone to meet at home is over.